Have you ever felt a love so powerful that it could challenge fate itself? A love that rises even when the world tries to break it apart? Tonight on GrowTube Story, we journey into a tale of courage, magic, and a promise that can shatter even the darkest curse. So take a deep breath, let your heart guide you, and step into the enchanted world of Swan Lake like you've never heard it before. Long ago, in a kingdom wrapped in ancient forests and shimmering lakes, lived a young prince named Siegfried. He was adored by his people for his gentle heart and fearless spirit. Yet, deep inside, he longed for something far more meaningful than royal duties. He wanted a love that felt true, not chosen by counsel or forced by tradition. As his 21st birthday approached, the castle buzzed with celebration, though his heart felt strangely heavy. During the grand feast, musicians played lively melodies and nobles danced in swirls of color. The queen raised her golden cup and announced that in 7 days, a royal ball would be held for her son to choose a bride. The prince smiled politely, but inside his chest, something tightened like a knot. Could love really be found in just one night among strangers dressed in jewels? That evening, burdened by unanswered questions, Siegfried slipped quietly into the moonlit forest with his bow. He wandered deeper than ever before, letting the cool night wind soothe his restless mind. When he reached the edge of a lake glowing like polished silver, he stopped in awe. A flock of swans glided across the surface, their feathers glimmering beneath the moon. As he raised his bow to hunt, something miraculous happened before his very eyes. The swans drifted to shore, and in a swirl of soft light, transformed into maidens. The one at their front held breathtaking beauty, but her face carried a sadness that tugged at the prince's heart. He lowered his bow, instantly overwhelmed by both wonder and concern. When she stepped forward, her voice trembled like distant music. "I am Odette, queen of the Swan Maidens," she said softly. She revealed that a powerful sorcerer named Morvain had cursed them, forcing them into swan form by day and human only by moonlight. Siegfried's heart tightened with sympathy as he listened. "Can the curse ever be broken?" he asked, unable to hide his worry. Odette nodded, though hope flickered faintly in her eyes. "Only a vow of first. True love spoken freely can shatter the spell," she whispered. The prince felt something awaken within him, something warm and frightening all at once. He promised to return the next night, and as the moon faded, Odette and her maidens transformed back into swans and glided away. The following evening, he hurried to the lake with a heart full of anticipation. Odette appeared again, her eyes bright with a shy joy that made the prince's breath catch. They walked the shores, sharing stories of their lives, their fears, and their quiet hopes. Siegfried confessed his longing for love that was honest, not arranged by royal expectation. Odette shared her dream of freedom and peace for her maidens, far from the shadow of Morvain's cruelty. Their connection deepened with every passing moment, as though destiny had woven their hearts together long before they met. Still, they both hesitated, knowing that love must be spoken with certainty, not rushed by magic or desperation. On the third night, the prince returned, his mind clear and his heart steady. Odette awaited him beneath the moonlight, her silver dress shimmering like water in motion. The air around them felt charged, as if the world itself was holding its breath. Siegfried gently took her hands and spoke from the deepest corner of his soul. "I have loved no one before you, and I will love no one after you," he vowed. "My heart belongs to you now and forever, Odette." She trembled with emotion, whispering that his vow might finally break Morvain's curse. But she warned him that the sorcerer would try to deceive him, and a single mistake could bind her forever. As the night faded, the prince returned home, determined to declare Odette as his bride at the coming ball. When the evening arrived, the grand hall glowed with candles, music, and hundreds of noble maidens dressed in bright silks. Yet Siegfried's eyes searched only for Odette, waiting for the moment she would enter. Every passing second made his heart ache more. Then, just as the night reached its peak, trumpets blared to announce unexpected guests. A tall nobleman and his striking daughter entered, their faces half hidden behind jeweled masks. What froze the prince's heart was that the young woman looked exactly like Odara. Her face, her eyes, her grace. His breath rushed out as he believed she had finally arrived. But hidden beneath her beauty was a wicked smile. The girl was not Odara, but Morvaine's daughter, Odria, disguised through dark enchantment. The sorcerer watched the prince with triumph sparkling in his cold eyes. Sigrun, unaware of the deception, stepped forward with overwhelming joy and declared her his chosen bride before all. The moment the words left his lips, icy shock swept through the hall. Morvaine threw off his cloak, revealing his true form, twisted, powerful, and terrible. "You fool," he roared. "Your vow now belongs to my daughter, and Odara is mine forever." A cold shiver ran through the prince as he realized he had been trapped. Heartbroken, he fled from the ballroom, racing into the night toward the lake. Odara stood waiting, her face filled with sadness so deep it pierced him like a blade. "You were deceived," she whispered, tears shining in her eyes. "Your vow has chained me to Morvaine's curse forever." "No," Sigrun said fiercely, gripping her hands. "That vow was spoken from my soul, and it was meant only for you." He declared he would fight the sorcerer himself if that was what it took to save her. Odara's heart surged with both fear and hope as the wind stirred the waters behind them. As dawn approached, the lake darkened and churned violently. Morvaine rose from its depths in a storm of shadows, his power crackling like fire around him. "She is mine," he thundered, raising his staff to strike. But the prince stepped forward, unshaken, his love blazing brighter than his fear. Light and darkness clashed as the battle erupted. Morvaine unleashed storms of magic, twisting the skies and shaking the earth. Sigrun fought back with unyielding bravery, every movement fueled by his love for Odara. She gathered her remaining strength and called upon the ancient power of the Swan Maidens. A radiant golden light wrapped around the prince, shielding him from Morvaine's final strike. With one decisive blow, Sigrun shattered the sorcerer's staff into 1,000 sparks. Morvaine screamed as his own magic consumed him, dissolving him into the wind forever. When silence fell, the morning sun broke over the lake with gentle warmth. Feathers vanished from the maidens' bodies as the curse crumbled like dust. Odara stepped forward, now fully human, her face glowing with gratitude and love. "You saved me," she whispered, pressing her forehead to his. Sigrun smiled softly and said, "No, my love. Our hearts saved each other." When they returned to the castle, bells rang joyfully through every tower and village. Their wedding became a celebration of light triumphing over darkness, and the kingdom rejoiced for days. The queen watched with tears of pride, knowing her son had found a love rare enough to conquer any curse. The Swan Maidens began new lives of peace, forever grateful for their freedom. In time, laughter and music echoed once more across the Silver Lake where sorrow had once lingered. Sigrun and Odara lived with hearts full of devotion, carrying the reminder that love, when pure and fearless, can break even the strongest chains. Their story became a legend whispered through generations, reminding all who heard it that true love never falters. And so they lived not just happily ever after, but bravely and beautifully, bound by a love that even magic could not destroy.